Welcome to Ladies' Wisdom, an audio series by Opulent Her, the ladies' channel on YouTube. Episode 1: The Power of Solitude for Women. There is a special kind of power that grows in silence, a strength that is often misunderstood and sometimes even feared. Solitude is an act of quiet revolution. To sit with oneself without distraction is to return to something sacred. It is to remember that peace is not found in motion but in stillness. Many women are taught from a young age to give, to nurture, to connect, to care, to contribute, and to always be available. But few are taught how to belong to themselves. We are raised to value togetherness. We grow up fluent in empathy and sacrifice. We become the friend who listens, the daughter who holds her family together, the partner who supports, the mother who sacrifices, and the colleague who helps. Though these are beautiful qualities, they can quietly teach us that our worth is tied to others' comfort. Somewhere between caring for everyone else and keeping everything together, we forget how to be alone and how to be whole in that aloneness. We forget what it feels like to simply exist. Not for anyone else, but for the quiet joy of being alive. In a world that rewards speed and noise, to be still can feel like rebellion. To be quiet can feel like invisibility. Solitude is not about turning away from the world. It's about turning toward yourself. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the sacred space where a woman meets herself again. Where a woman's true voice, the one beneath all the noise, begins to rise again. Solitude is not isolation. When the world grows too loud, solitude becomes the only language your soul still understands. When a woman learns to sit comfortably in solitude, something remarkable happens. Her thoughts slow down. Her emotions soften. Her intuition, the voice that always knew the truth, begins to whisper again. Solitude becomes her sanctuary, not her punishment. It's where she stops performing and starts being. In solitude, the noise of comparison fades away. You are no longer defined by what others think, expect, or project. You are no longer competing or proving. In that stillness, you start to feel the pulse of your own life again. The quiet rhythm that says, "This is who I am." Some people run from solitude because it holds up a mirror. It reveals what we often hide beneath routine and distraction. The fears we have ignored, the emotions we have buried, the longings we have dismissed as impractical, and the unhealed parts we have hidden. But only by facing that reflection can a woman rebuild herself into something stronger, wiser, and more authentic. You don't discover who you truly are when you're in the crowd. You discover it in the quiet hours. When the world is still, when no one is watching and asking anything of you, when there's the only voice that remains is your own. When a woman can sit alone and feel at peace, she becomes unshakable. Her value no longer depends on how others see her. She becomes powerful beyond measure. She has already found wholeness within herself. This is the beginning of real power. The kind that is not loud or visible, but steady, timeless, and free. Every powerful woman remembers a turning point. The moment she realized she could be alone and still be complete. That moment is liberation. Because from that day forward, she loves not from emptiness, but from abundance. She chooses, she doesn't chase. She attracts, she doesn't beg. Her love becomes an offering, not a bargain. In solitude, she learns to refill her cup. She learns to break without guilt, to dream without fear, to think without distraction, and to heal without explanation. In solitude, she learns the art of replenishment. She learns that resting is not laziness, it is strategy. That quiet time is not wasted time. It is sacred preparation. It is in those moments that creativity blooms, that clarity appears, that she rediscovers what truly matters to her. Not what society told her to want, but what her soul truly desires. Some of the most radiant women you'll ever meet are not the loudest, the busiest, or the most visible. They are the ones who carry a calm strength, the kind that comes from knowing themselves deeply. You can feel it in the way they walk, the way they speak, the way they choose. Their eyes hold both softness and certainty. They are unshaken by chaos because they have already met their own silence and made peace with it. Solitude is not withdrawal, it is recalibration. It is what transforms a woman from being reactive to being intentional. It is how she shifts from chasing approval to embodying purpose. In solitude, you remember that you are not defined by your roles. Not just someone's daughter, partner, or employee, but a complete, evolving being with your own dreams, path, rhythm, and direction. If solitude feels uncomfortable, start small. Sit by a window for 10 quiet minutes. Have coffee without reaching for your phone. Take a walk without headphones. Each quiet moment is a doorway back to yourself. Over time, you'll notice that solitude stops feeling empty. It starts feeling rich. It becomes the space where your inner world blooms, where creativity visits, where intuition deepens, where you begin to sense your own wisdom emerging. Slowly, gently, like dawn. You'll realize that solitude isn't something you must survive. It's something you've been missing. As solitude deepens, time itself begins to feel different. The rush fades. You start measuring life not by speed but by depth. You notice beauty in detail you used to overlook. The sound of rain, the warmth of morning light, the stillness between heartbeats. In those moments, you stop existing for the future or the past and return to what is most sacred, the present. So, if you have been afraid of being alone, remember this. Solitude is not a punishment for the unloved. It is the preparation of the awakened. It is not the void between relationships. It is the fertile ground where your next chapter grows. Give yourself permission to rest there, to breathe, to feel your own presence is enough. Because the woman who learns to love her own company becomes the woman who can love the world. She is no longer afraid of loss, because she has already found herself. This has been Ladies' Wisdom Episode 1 from Opulent Her. Thank you for spending these few quiet moments with me. May the calm you found here stay with you, in the way you speak, in the way you choose, and in the way you honor your own time and energy. Until next time, stay graceful, stay grounded, and stay opulent. Subscribe the channel. We'll see you in the next episode.